Hey there, I'm Jalen. I don't know why I was sounding so chipper, but I'm usually not this chipper. But hi, Jalen, like I said, and I talk about clothes on this channel. Yeah, I talk about clothes and fashion and stuff. This video is going to be more focused on just overall regrets that I have, like that I actually bought for myself. So overall fashion regrets that I bought. So without further ado, talking about clothes. Subscribe if you'd like to. Like the video if you'd like to. I'm not gonna like order or like rank these at all either. So don't worry about like that. Like my opinions on them from high to low. I'm just gonna go in random order. But first of all, the first regret that I remember is buying a overcoat from Shein. So I have two overcoats now. Both of them I thrifted from Goodwill, and Shein taught me the lesson. They got me the two overcoats that I have behind me right now, and that was to look for wool, like 100% wool or wool cashmere blend, and to make sure it is actually warm. So I got an overcoat from Shein. It was around $40-ish. I was so stoked. It was a black overcoat. It's hard to miss, wearing that up. And I was super excited because I felt like I would look like so cool and so fancy and so elegant with an overcoat. Oh, look at me, hoity-toity. It came after like a couple weeks, and I was disappointed immediately. I was so disappointed. It felt like paper. It felt just really cheap. But I can't even say like that is the reason I returned it. The reason I returned it is because the pockets were sewn shut. It, it wasn't until after like I'd already shipped it off, for it to be returned, so I could get my money back, that I like look up like, because I was looking for overcoats still, and I noticed like other overcoat pockets were like sewn shut. So I was like, what's going on here? Why are they all sewn shut? And I looked it up, and it was just to make sure the pockets look nice and flat the whole time, like until you start using them. And then I felt dumb, but I also never like, I didn't like the overcoat from Shein enough to want to get it back. I ended up just finding a couple at Goodwill. They were 100, like one is 100% wool if I'm not mistaken, or they're both wool cashmere blends. But yeah, first regrets that I can remember off the top of my head was buying an overcoat specifically, but anything in general from Shein. And I think this next thing I'm going to be talking about, I think I either got them from Shein or like ASOS or something. Like it was like super cheap, and I was like, yeah, whoopee. But cheap jewelry. I definitely regret getting any of the cheap jewelry I've gotten. It's not like turned my neck green, or it definitely hasn't like discolored me or anything. The jewelry itself is discolored more than anything, but it just felt cheap. Like as soon as it got any type of water on it, it felt like rusty. You know, like how rusty metal feels. Like it feels hard and like rough. That's how the necklaces, and because they're all necklaces, that's how they all felt. And I just, not worth it. Not worth it. It's honestly better to just get either thrifted jewelry that you know is like real silver or gold, or to just save up a little bit and get yourself like real silver or gold jewelry, because now I have like six chains, necklaces that I just don't wear, won't wear. And yeah, don't get fake jewelry, don't get cheap jewelry, don't skimp on jewelry, kids. Or at least make sure it's made of like stainless steel or something. Not bronze, brass, or plastic or whatever. But yeah, I regret getting cheap jewelry. I forget where I even got it from. So the next mistake that I made when it came to trying to find my style was buying graphic tees. And I love graphic tees. I actually own a few graphic tees, right? But my mistake was trying to find graphic tees that were like funny and like edgy or whatever. So here's a couple examples. 1 second. So right here we have a Kentucky motorcycle, a Kawasaki. It's funny. You can get a chuckle out of it, and it is pretty cool. I might wear it, in the summer, because during the summer is when I try to be a lot more playful with my style, a lot more dressed down and casual. But I didn't wear it this summer, so maybe not. But something I did wear once was this Do It Hoggy style shirt from Hoggies in Columbus, Ohio. If you're from Ohio, let me know if Hoggies is good, by the way. I don't like pork, but I'll make an exception if it's good enough. But on the back is where it says Do It Hoggy style. Like I said, I did wear it once and I took a picture in it. I'll probably have it on screen. It's just a shameless Instagram plug. But actually, Hoggies, they they saw my post and commented under it too. It's kind of cool. I don't know why, but I just felt cool. Yeah, I regret getting these shirts because like they're funny and they're like cool, but they're not my kind of funny and cool. When it comes to graphics, I want it to be either like so ironic, even if you don't know me, that you're like, this guy would never. Or I want it to just be something that I can relate to. Like one of my favorite graphic T-shirts is my WWF WrestleMania 14 graphic T-shirt, and it's one of my favorites because I grew up watching wrestling. I loved watching wrestling as a kid. I could probably still find joy in it now, to be honest. And it's scripted, not fake. They're actually getting hurt. It's just that the outcomes are predetermined. It's not fake. It's scripted, but even then, that doesn't mean it's not good. You watch TV, don't you? You watch Netflix, don't you? Wrestling is still good. I don't know why I have to die on this hill, but I do. But like I love that shirt because I grew up watching wrestling. It's part of me, Like it actually, yeah, it's part of me. Did you hear that rant? If I get graphics nowadays, I want them to speak to myself or just be so out of the box, stupid or dumb or edgy that like if anyone put it on, you know that it's like a joke. That's kind of where I want to go with graphics. So yeah, regret getting these. Another thing that I regret getting just because I don't like use it as often as I thought I would be tote bags. So I have this Rick Owens Dark Shadow tote, right? Got this from a seller on Grailed. Thank you, seller, by the way. This bag honestly feels better than like a lot of like shirts and pants that I felt. Like this cotton is like, it's good cotton. I know it's Dark Shadow. Dark Shadow gets a bad rap from mainline fans, but it's just a bag, so I don't like care really. But I learned a few things since I got this bag. One, my family's gonna make fun of me for having a tote bag. They're gonna call it a purse. Two, you can just get a tote bag if you buy something from Rick Owens. I saw someone unboxing the Kiss Heels, and it came with like a huge tote bag. Or no, I think it was a pair of the Bozo boots or the biker boots. I forget which. But yeah, they were unboxing, and it came with a huge tote bag. So this must have came with something smaller, probably like a pair of Dark Shadow Ramones or something like that. But another thing that I learned is I have almost no use for a tote bag. You know why? Because I'm a man and I have pockets. I don't really carry all that much on me, and if I do, I try to make sure that I can, or like I try to make sure that I don't leave with too much to carry. Like the most that I could probably ever get the use out of is a crossbody bag, and I hardly ever wear those to begin with either. That could probably be another regret, but we're sticking with totes right now. So yeah, tote bags, they do have their utility. I'm not going to say that they're completely useless, but I definitely do not use them as much as I thought I would. Tote bags. The next regret that I have would be getting like patterns that like I didn't know how to style. I'll probably have a picture on the screen of what I mean, like a picture of me when I was younger, but I did not know how to style patterns, whether that be stripes or whether that be tartan, which is the technical name for what everyone calls flannel or plaid. Just fun fact. And so I wore a lot of patterns knowing I like not knowing that I shouldn't have been, because I didn't know how to wear them, or at least I didn't like how I wore them. Like I never felt comfortable really. The most comfortable I felt was probably the picture I've already put on screen of me in like a horizontally striped shirt, and that's it. Because it's just a horizontally striped shirt. And I usually wore like black pants and white shoes with it, especially at the time because that was all I had. But yeah, patterns. I still don't get along with too many of them, but I'm learning, or at least I'm trying to learn. So it'll be a slow process, but hopefully I master it. Yeah, patterns, not good. Another thing that I regret buying would have to be my first pair of Jordans. So I refer to my smoke gray ones as my first pair of Jordans, but I recently tried to throw in retro because they are not my first pair of Jordans technically. My first pair was like this pair of like 13 Fusion things. Let me see if I can find the actual name. So I still have the box, because I'm using it to like store something else. But I still have the box, and apparently they're the Jordan 1 Flight 4 Premium, I guess. I'll try to find a picture of them too. They're white, gym red, and midnight navy was the colors listed. And they're a shoe. They're a shoe. Only reason I got them is because I didn't know pretty much anything about Jordan brand at the time. Like I didn't know the retro models, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, umpteenth number, and they were on sale for $80. And I was like, hey, Jordans for $80? Sheesh. And I probably had it in my head at the time that I wanted a pair of Jordans because because recently, like before I'd even bought those, I think it was the Oreo 4s that had just come out that year. And I was like, yo, I have got to get me a pair of these Oreo 4s. It was like the first Jordan I can remember like knowing the name of the colorway of, because back then, like before then, they were just Jordans. I didn't know the difference between a 1 or a 3 or a 4 or a 7 or a 6 or a 12. Actually, I didn't know what a Jordan 12 looked like because those were really popular for a few months back in like 2014. I think when Drake dropped his OVO 12s. Sorry, Drake does something to me, but yeah, like I didn't really know Jordans at the time. I do now. I do know better now, but then I didn't. And like the only other Jordans that I knew of in that time period were the Pure Moneys, which I still kind of want. Like the Pure Moneys that look clean. Like I know they're supposed to. It's literally just white with like silver accents, but it's just something about it just looked good to me. I don't know what it was. But yeah, I definitely regret getting my first pair of Jordans. When all that speaking, just to get to that one conclusion. But the last thing that I kind of regret doing was, I guess, buying anything from Aeropostale, Hollister, and H&M. So I'm gonna get into each of those separately. Aeropostale I regret buying from because I had a pair of pants and a shirt from Aeropostale, right? The shirt, granted, I did wash it at least once every week, from when I was in school to whenever I got rid of it. So it was getting washed every week, just getting stretched to all hell. I didn't know how to take care of clothes. But even still, it was just so flimsily made that even if I'd washed it half as much, I'm sure it would have still turned out as bad as it did. It was this like blue to gray ombre shirt. It looked cool to me at the time, and it was like the most color that I'd probably wear at once. Because I was trying to like mature my style and be basic and interchangeable with it. And you can see that clearly hasn't changed. And I was a freshman back then. But the pair of pants that I got was they were just chino pants, and the reason I regret getting them, even though they were my favorite pair of pants at the time, is because they weren't well made, just like the shirt, and I ended up ripping them. Now that was definitely like the pair of pants that like I thought I could get away with wearing, like a couple times a week in school. But like someone, I think someone in like one of my English classes, they like called me like, "Hey, didn't you wear them pants earlier this week?" You know that meme? Yeah, that was me. Oh my god, that was like embarrassing. But also like now I know like wear your pants a lot before you wash them, dude. Like they're jeans, dude. Also, they're just pants in general. Like how dirty are you getting your pants? I've worn these jeans that I'm wearing right now at least 3 times. They haven't been washed yet. So just don't wash them after everywhere. But yeah, those Aeropostale pants, and they look good. They look good. They look good on me, but they ripped. So I regret getting them because I was embarrassed. I had to wear parachute like pants, like sweatpants, jogging track pants for the whole rest of the day because they ripped in the middle of like school. And granted, those are probably cool now, but back then, relentless bullying is what I feared. I didn't get it because like who cares at the end of the day what anyone else wears? But still, I was like, no, this can't be happening. I ripped my pants. Word to SpongeBob though. But the reason I regret buying anything from Hollister is because I didn't know my size at Hollister. I knew my size everywhere else, but I didn't know Hollister ran small. I'm not a small guy. I've made that very clear up to this point. And yeah, their shirts did not flatter my body. I remember one time in school, my friend was like, "Hey, bro, you got your titties out," and they flipped them. Y'all know who you are if you're watching too. But they did no favors for how I looked. Actually, they did. They did one favor. The fact that it was like so tight made my arms look bigger, and yeah, like I looked like I had cannons, bro. It was cool. It was cool that way at least. And then the reason I regret buying from H&M is just because, like, H&M was perfect for my style at the time. It was a lot of basics and essentials, and that was really all I needed because I was just trying to build a wardrobe at that point. But with hindsight, I know now that that was not a good option, really. The t-shirts that I've got from H&M have not held up well. The one pair of pants that I got from H&M, I never wear, and even then, it was way too tight on me. Also, just the clothes aren't good. Like, I got a basic black t-shirt, and it bacon necked on me, so like the neck is all like crumbly and like wrinkly and stuff like that, and like all stretched out. I have a basic black t-shirt from Uniqlo. I've had it for almost 2 years now, and I wore that a lot during the summer because it was airism, so like it got washed after every wear, and it's still holding up just fine. So yeah, I think that is all I'm going to say because it's all I can remember off the top of my head. This is a completely unscripted video. From being real, I just had like 3 things written down in my outline for like what I would say, and yeah, the things that I regret buying throughout my whole fashion journey. I'm also just done with the video because it's getting darker and darker outside. It is still winter time, at least in terms of our location. We're still further from the sun, but yeah. Thanks for watching. I know it was not the most exciting topic, but you stuck in there. You're a trooper, and you deserve a piece of candy for it. I don't have it because I'm just a guy on a screen, but go ask someone for it. I'm sure they'll see you deserve it too. Thanks for watching. Bye.